Welcome to the lecture series on satellite communication again. In the last class we have seen what are the look angles, and in this class we will see the mathematical orientation of the look angles. And these are the learning outcomes. By the completion of this lecture, you will be able to understand what are the look angles are and mathematical orientation of the look angles. So the mathematical equations for the elevation angle and azimuthal angle you will get. Observe this diagram. This is the earth. This is the earth. Observe this diagram. This is the earth we have to consider here, and this is the center of the earth C, and on that earth here earth station is there. Okay, and this is the satellite. Already we know about the subsatellite point, and that is here it is indicated with Z. This is the subsatellite point. So what is subsatellite point? It is a point of intersection of the earth surface with the line which is joining the centers of the satellite in the earth. So this intersection point is called subsatellite point, and here earth station is there. So this is also on the surface of the earth, and this subsatellite point is also on the surface of the earth only. So from the center to the earth station, the radius is available. From the center to the subsatellite point also radius is available. So this is a point we have to understood here at first. The earth station, subsatellite point, both are available on the surface of the earth. So to the earth station and to the subsatellite point, the distance from the center is called earth radius only. By considering earth is in spherical in nature, the earth station and the subsatellite point both are making the earth radius distance from the center. So this CE is the distance from the center of the earth to the earth station is indicated with R suffix E. That is nothing but radius of the earth. And the distance CZ is also earth radius only. This is the first point you have to remember here. So this entire class is about the mathematical orientation of the look angles only. So this is the first point we have to remember, that is earth station E and the subsatellite point Z. These two are available on the surface of the earth, and these two are having the distance of earth radius RE from the center of the earth. So those two are represented with RE only. And the satellite is available here in the space above the earth. The distance from the earth station to the satellite is represented with D. Okay, the distance of the satellite from the earth station is represented with D, and the distance between satellite center and the earth center combinedly it is taken as RS. Okay, so this RS is from the center of the earth to the center of the satellite. This entire thing is the RS. Next, same thing you can able to observe in this diagram also, but in different view we have given here. This is the earth and this is the earth center, and here satellite is available. This is the satellite, and here earth station is there. This is ES. This is ES. And already we know that the distance between the earth station and the center of the earth is the earth radius RE. This is the earth radius RE. And in the previous class we have seen about the local horizontal plane. The local horizontal plane is the plane which is drawn tangential to the earth station. So this is the earth station. So we have to draw a plane which is tangential to the earth station. So this is representing the locally horizontal plane. So on that local horizontal plane we have seen how to draw azimuthal angle, and after completion of the azimuthal angle distance we know how to take the elevation angle. These two we have seen to look towards the satellite. That means the earth station antenna must be oriented towards the satellite to get the maximum signal transmission. So after that, after taking this locally horizontal plane, on this plane only, from the north side towards the east side, we have to travel to the distance of azimuthal angle. That is the angular distance. So by traveling the azimuthal angle, in this view we cannot able to see that one, because this is the locally horizontal plane. On that locally horizontal plane only, from the north towards the east side, we have to take the azimuthal angle distance. After traveling that much amount of distance, we have to look towards the satellite by having the elevation angle. Okay, from the locally horizontal plane, we have to see elevation angle. Okay, if you don't understand the azimuthal angle and elevation angle from the previous lecture, you cannot able to understand this lecture. Okay, so from the azimuthal angle or from the local horizontal plane, we have to take the elevation angle, that is EL. Then we can able to see, or we can able to keep our earth station antenna towards the satellite like this. So in this way we can able to take. So in this slide we can able to understand what is CE, what is CS, and what is CZ. CZ and CE both are representing the earth radius only. So CE is represented with RE, CZ is also represented with RE, and what is ES? ES is the distance between the earth station and the satellite, that is represented with D. And then the C and S, CS is taken as the distance between the centers of the satellite and the earth, that is represented with RS. Okay, and the height of the satellite can be represented with H, and D is the satellite range that already I have told. Okay, then so that triangle from the previous slide we have taken here. You see the triangle in this diagram. This is CES is the triangle. Okay, that triangle we have taken in this diagram like CES. You can able to observe that one. So whatever I have told, the distances, CE is the radius of the earth represented with the RE, and from C the subsatellite point is represented as Z. So the distance from the C to Z is also the earth radius only, because the earth station and the subsatellite point both are available on the surface of the earth, and those two are making the distance of RE from the center. And here satellite is available, the distance between the earth station and the satellite is D, that already we have indicated, and the height of the satellite is represented with H, and orally the CS is nothing but CS is represented with RS. Okay, and that RS is the addition of CZ and ZS, that is RE plus H. So that triangle we have taken here. Next, coming to the angles. This gamma is the central angle. This is making by the two sides of this triangle. Those are CE and CS with the center of the earth. So with the center of the earth, the two sides of this triangle is making the angle, that is central angle represented with the gamma. And here one more angle is there, that is psi. This is in between the sides CE and CS. This psi is can be taken as the 90 degrees plus elevation angle. 90 degrees and elevation angle. That you can able to understand from this diagram. So earth is available, center is there, here earth station is available, this is earth station, and from the center to the earth station, earth radius RE is available, and this is a subsatellite point. How to tell it is a subsatellite point? It must be the intersection point of the earth curvature with the line joining the center of the earth and the satellite. The definition of the subsatellite point is, it is a point of intersection of this earth curvature, this is the earth curvature or earth surface with the line joining the centers of the earth and the satellite. This line and this earth curvature are making this intersection point, that is a subsatellite point. Here we can represent with the Z. And this CZ is also earth radius only, that can also be represented with RE only. Next, this is the psi angle I am going to talk here. This is a psi in this triangle we have represented, and same triangle we can take like this also with the same knowledge. So here psi is there, and this is a locally horizontal plane. What is a locally horizontal plane? The plane has to be drawn tangential at the earth station of the earth. So this is the earth is there, and here earth station is there. The earth station is available at one position on the earth. At that point we have to take tangentially one plane we have to take. This is two dimensional, that's why we are looking a line, but this is the plane. This is a locally horizontal plane is available like this, and from this CZ, from this CE, this locally horizontal plane is making 90 degrees, because this CE is like this and CZ is like this. Sorry, this locally horizontal plane is like this, so it is making 90 degrees with the CE. So this is 90 degrees, but from here to here totally it is psi. And from the locally horizontal plane to see the satellite, we have to take the elevation angle. That already we know. So from the locally horizontal plane to see the satellite, this is the angle called elevation angle. This part is elevation angle, and this part is 90 degrees. But totally it is the angle psi. So angle psi is equal to, we can take the addition of 90 degrees and elevation angle. So psi is equal to 90 degrees plus elevation angle we have to consider. Okay, same diagram we have taken, some portion of the earth we have taken here. This is center, here earth station is available, sub-satellite point and satellite is there. Same diagram we have taken, but here we have represented the latitudes and longitudes. This is the addition to the previous diagram. Latitude and longitude, these were represented in this diagram. So if you see, here earth station is available, this is available at one position on the earth, so it is having certain amount of latitude and certain amount of longitude. Latitude means from the equator we have to go either towards the northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere. So this LE, capital LE is representing the latitude of the earth station. So capital L is for the representation of the latitude, and small l is for the representation of the longitude. For the sub-satellite point and for the earth station we have to represent these two. So wherever capital L is there, you can consider that is the latitude. Wherever small l is there, you can consider that is the longitude. So this is the earth station we have taken, and this is the equator you can able to consider. Equator is 0 degrees latitude, and from the equator we have to go upside to get this earth station, and that is at the angular distance of LE. So this LE is representing latitude of the earth station. And now we will see the longitude of the earth station. The longitude of the earth station means this is the prime meridian. From the prime meridian we have to move towards the east side to get this earth station. So this is the vertical line, that is the meridian or the longitude of the earth station represented with small le. So capital LE is representing latitude of the earth station, and small le is representing longitude of the earth station. So this is identified now. Earth station is identified by its latitude and longitude. Now we will take the sub-satellite point. This sub-satellite point also we have to represent it with the latitude and longitude. So latitude is nothing but from the equator we have to move upside. So this is the equator. From the equator we have to move upside to get this sub-satellite point. So this much amount of distance we have to travel from the equator. We have to travel towards the northern hemisphere or towards the upside to get this sub-satellite point. So how much angular distance we have to travel? Capital LS. Capital L is representing the latitude and suffix S is representing the sub-satellite point. So capital LS is representing the latitude of the sub-satellite point. Then we have to get this longitude. To get the longitude from the prime meridian, we have to move towards the east side to get this sub-satellite point. So on this meridian, this much amount of distance. To get this meridian, we have to travel this much amount of distance from the prime meridian towards the east side, that is LS. So by traveling this much amount of distance, we can able to get the sub-satellite point. So the longitude of the sub-satellite point is given by small l suffix s. So with this we can able to represent the earth station with the latitude LS, with the latitude LE, capital LE, and longitude small le. And The subsatellite point can also be represented with the latitude capital LS and longitude small ls. So with this we have represented those two, earth station and subsatellite point. Now from that triangle, so if you see this triangle, from this triangle we will do some mathematical equations and our intention is to calculate the azimuthal angle and elevation angle. So CES, this is the triangle we are considering here, CES. So here I will draw, this is the center of the earth and this is the earth station is available here and satellite is available here. So this is the triangle I am considering. In this way we are taking the triangle, and this is the central angle represented with gamma, and this is the angle represented with psi, and already we know psi is equal to 90 degrees plus elevation angle. And here we have to apply law of cosine and law of sine for the same triangle. So what is law of cosine? The law of cosine can be written for any triangle, like one triangle I am taking with the vertices capital A, capital B, capital C and sides small a, small b, small c. For this triangle, I will write law of cosine for one side, that is for example a square is equal to b square plus c square minus 2bc cos of angle opposite to side A is capital A. Similarly, you can write equations for b square and c square. I will tell that equation. B square is equal to a square plus c square minus 2ac cos of angle opposite to side B is capital B we will get here. Similarly, you can write for c square also. This is called law of cosine. For this triangle also we have written by using this law of cosine only. So the side we have taken is D. So this is D, this is RE and this is RS. So from the previous slides onwards I am telling this one. The D is representing the distance between the earth station and the satellite. RE is the earth radius that is in between earth center and the earth station, and RS is the distance between the center of the earth and the center of the satellite. So this is a triangle we are considering, and from this triangle I am writing the equation for D square using the law of cosine. So D square is equal to the sum of the squares of the remaining two sides, that is RE square plus RS square minus 2RE RS cos of the angle opposite to this one is gamma. So this equation we can able to get by the application of the law of cosine to this triangle. So that is D square is equal to RE square plus RS square minus 2RE RS into cos gamma. So this is written by the application of the law of cosine for this triangle. Next, we are taking here RS square as common. So by taking RS square is common, from this we will get 1, and from this RE square by RS square minus 1 RS is there. So we have to keep 1 RS in the denominator. So minus 2 RE RS cos gamma. So in this way we got. So you keep this equation at one side. Then this equation we got by using the law of sine. So law of sine in the sense, again we will take with respect to this triangle only I will explain, that is side we are taking, that is side A I am taking. Side A by sine of angle A. This side A is opposite to the angle A, capital A. So like that we can take. So side A by sine A and B by sine B. So this thing can be applicable for our triangle also. Then you will get D by sine gamma is equal to RS by sine psi. So in this way we will get this equation we are getting using the law of sine. And from this equation here we have sine psi. So what is sine psi? We can write psi is equal to, previously I have written that one, that is 90 degrees and elevation angle. In the last slide also we have seen that one. So sine psi is equal to sine of, this psi is written as 90 plus elevation angle. Sine of 90 plus theta means cos theta, that is cos of elevation. Like this we can get. Next, this sine psi, from this law of sine equation we can write RS by D into sine gamma we can able to write. This is written from the law of cosine. From this equation we have written that one. Okay. Then this cos gamma, cos of EL is equal to this one, and D should be written from this equation, that is for example equation 1. From the equation 1, actually equation 1 is representing D square is equal to something. Here we need D. So take the square root of that one. Then you can able to write equation for cos of elevation angle is equal to sin gamma by, here rs square is there, by taking the root rs will come outside, and that numerator rs and denominator rs will be cancelled. Finally you will get cos of EL is equal to this one, that means elevation angle. Cos of elevation angle is equal to this one. So finally our intention is, here I have given, our target is to calculate the elevation angle and the azimuthal angle. So from this we can get the elevation angle, but to get the elevation angle we need gamma. Okay, so if we have gamma, everything is okay, so we can able to calculate the elevation angle, and then we can able to go for the azimuthal angle. So using the spherical triangles and again law of cosine, we can able to write from the same triangle, we can write cos gamma is equal to cos of LE, cos of LS, cos of LS minus LE plus sin of LS minus LS into sin of LE. Here already I told, capital LE is the latitude of the earth station, capital LS is the latitude of the subsatellite point, small l is representing longitude of the subsatellite point, this is longitude of the earth station, like that this equation is there. But if you see for GEO, that means geostationary satellite, geostationary orbital satellite, for this one already I have told latitude is 0. Okay, that means latitude of the subsatellite point is 0. So if you take latitude of the subsatellite point is 0 in this equation, so here LS is there, so this has to be make 0. Here LS is there, this has to be make 0. Sin 0 is 0, 0 into sin LE is 0, so this entire thing is going to be 0. Now cos 0 is 1, so 1 into remaining things will be remaining only, so we can write cos gamma is equal to cos LE into 1 cos of LS minus LE. So this is a equation is valid for only geo. If normal orbits are there, you need to use this equation. If geostationary orbits are there, you can able to minimize this equation by taking LS is equal to 0. So this equation has to be taken to calculate the gamma. So from this equation, cos gamma means we can able to get gamma value by substituting that gamma in this cos of EL equation, we can get finally elevation angle. So our target is to calculate the look angles. Look angles are elevation angle and azimuthal angle. So we can able to calculate this elevation angle by having gamma. So in the problems also you have to remember, to calculate the elevation angle, first you need to calculate the gamma. Okay, because here gamma is there. So to calculate the elevation angle, we need gamma. That gamma can be obtained by using this equation. If geo orbit is given, by using this equation we have to calculate. If normal orbit is given, then we have to get the gamma value by using this equation. And after getting the gamma, in this equation you have to substitute, then you will get the elevation angle. Finally we have to get elevation angle and azimuthal angle. So to get the elevation angle, first you need gamma and then elevation angle, then azimuthal angle you can able to calculate. This is a procedure you need to follow. And here one example I have given. So this is a satellite we are taking inside, and this is available at 83 degrees east. So only longitude is given, latitude is not given. So latitude is not given means its subsatellite point latitude is 0. Not given means we have to take 0. 0 is indicating it is available in the equatorial plane. That means it is geo satellite. The given satellite is geo, even though it is not mentioned in the question. By seeing the geographical coordinates, only we can able to tell it is geo satellite, because latitude is not mentioned. Okay, here how much distance we have to travel towards the north or towards the south is not given. That means the orbit is parallel to the equatorial plane or it is in the equatorial plane. So we can tell the latitude is 0. The latitude is 0 means that is indicating the equator only or equatorial plane only. So it is nothing but geostationary satellite. The given satellite is geostationary satellite. If it is geostationary satellite, we need to use this equation. Okay, we no need to use the longer equation. If the given satellite is a geosatellite, we need to use this cos gamma equation to get the gamma. So this equation only I have taken. Then that particular earth station is available at the Kharagpur with the geographical coordinates 78 degrees east and 22 degrees north. That means This is about the earth station. These coordinates are related to the earth station and these coordinates are related to the satellite or subsatellite point. The satellite coordinates are nothing but subsatellite point coordinates only. So this is the satellite having the coordinates 83 degrees east and its latitude is 0. That means these are related to the subsatellite point. So subsatellite point latitude is 0 degrees because the given thing is geostationary orbit, and subsatellite point longitude is given thing is 83 degrees east. And what about earth station? Earth station is at Kharagpur and it is having the geographical coordinates capital LE, that means the latitude of the earth station is 22 degrees north, and longitude of the earth station is 78 degrees east. So we have 4 values. Okay, and here LS is not required, capital LS is not required because already we have taken the equation for geo satellite only. So substitute remaining values LE, LS and small LE. So you will get the value of gamma. Cos gamma is available means gamma is equal to cos inverse of 0.92. So you will get the value of the gamma. If you know gamma, you have the equation for cos of EL, that means cos of elevation angle. Substitute all the values in that equation, then you will get cos of EL, and from this you can able to get EL value also. So in this way we have calculated the elevation angle. Our target is to calculate elevation angle and azimuthal angle. Elevation angle is over. So you have to remember the procedure. To calculate the elevation angle, gamma is required. If it is 0, this smaller equation is enough. If it is non-zero, you have to use the larger equation. Then first calculate the gamma, then calculate this elevation angle. You have to remember the formulas. Then we will say azimuthal angle. But azimuthal angle cannot be calculated directly. It has to be calculated by the intermediate angle called alpha. And this is the equation for the alpha. Tan alpha is equal to tan of LE minus LS by sin of LE. So to calculate this alpha, certain procedure is there. You see this diagram. Earth is there. This is the earth station. From the earth station to the center, RE is the distance, that means earth radius only. And here satellite is there. The distance between the earth station and the satellite is D. And already all these things we know. And this is the central angle. The distance between the center of the earth and the satellite is represented with the RS. That Z is representing the subsatellite point. And here the procedure to calculate the intermediate angle alpha is there. If you have the alpha, you can able to calculate the azimuthal angle. It is to be measured. Some cases are there here. Depending upon the case, we have to go for the calculation for the azimuthal angle. To get the azimuthal angle, first we need the intermediate angle alpha. How to get that one? Just you see here. So here the cases are involving like this. Here earth station is available. This is the equator. Okay, this is the equator. Above the equator, northern hemisphere, and below the equator, southern hemisphere. Okay. Then earth station is available here in the northern hemisphere. Above the equator only earth station is available. So first thing is earth station, is it available in the northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere? So northern hemisphere or southern hemisphere. After that, if the earth station is in the northern hemisphere, again two cases are there. The subsatellite point is available whether it is east side of the earth station or west side of the earth station. If the earth station is available in the southern hemisphere, then again two cases are there. That is whether the subsatellite point is available east side or west side. So finally we have 4 cases. Earth station is in the northern hemisphere and the subsatellite point is east side of the earth station. Earth station is in the northern hemisphere and the subsatellite point is west side of the earth station. Then earth station is in the southern hemisphere and subsatellite point is east side of the earth station. Earth station is in the southern hemisphere and subsatellite point is west side of the earth station. Here one case is given. Okay, so here we can able to observe, here north is available, here equator is available, and by observing this one we can tell that earth station is available above the equator. That is indicating the earth station is available in the northern hemisphere. That means we are here in this case. Okay, earth station is available in the northern hemisphere. Then here subsatellite point is there. This is east, this is west, and here south is there. North, south, east, west. Now Earth station is in the northern hemisphere and the subsatellite point is towards east side of the Earth station. Earth station is here, so this entire side is the east of the Earth station. So subsatellite point is available east side of the Earth station. So particularly we are discussing now this case. Earth station is in the northern hemisphere and the subsatellite point is east side of the Earth station. So this case is related to the first one. After taking this one, how to get the alpha value or how to get this azimuthal value. So after identifying the case here, what we need to do? We need to extend this line. We need to extend this line. By extending that line, on the line, anyway we have 180 degrees. Whether you see this side or this side, 180 degrees is there. So by extending this line, here 180 degrees is there. And this is the line which is joining the Earth station and the subsatellite point. Here Earth station is there. This line is joining Earth station in the subsatellite point. And after extending this line, this extended line is making that alpha. This is called intermediate angle. Okay, so I have already told to calculate the azimuthal angle, we need to calculate the intermediate angle alpha. So this alpha has to be calculated in such a way that it is available in between the extended line and the line which is joining the Earth station and the subsatellite point. The angle in between those two lines is called intermediate angle alpha. So this one everybody know, that is 180 degrees. Now we have calculated the alpha. So this 180 degrees minus alpha is giving this angle, that is called elevation angle. Sorry, azimuthal angle. Azimuthal angle we have to calculate. So here 4 cases are there. You can able to observe. This is Earth station available in the northern hemisphere. This is the subsatellite point. It is available east side of the Earth station. This is the first case already we have discussed. And next to this one, Earth station is available in the northern hemisphere and subsatellite point is available west side of the Earth station. And here the Earth station is available in the southern hemisphere. This is the Earth station and subsatellite point is available east side of the Earth station. And here Earth station is available in the southern hemisphere and subsatellite point is available at the west side of the Earth station. So like this we can able to calculate the alpha and then the azimuthal angle. And these are the quiz questions. You can able to answer these questions by observing this lecture. What is the procedure to identify the satellite using the look angles? Look angles means we need to get the elevation angle and the azimuthal angle, then write the mathematical equations related to the look angles.